Hello beautifuls, my name is Epic Treasure. In this video today is going through the tech tree for the new content for Palworld Feybreak. If you're a new player, however, there's another tutorial for new players to show you what to get and what not to get, in my opinion. So check that video out, but this is for the new content and we're going to be having a look at the new features. So first things first, what they've done with this expansion is they've added things onto the earlier levels, which I didn't know at the time. Thankfully to Chat, who was with me for over 10 hours yesterday upon launch, alerted me to a whole bunch of features I had missed. So thank you eternally to everybody who was with me on that. That was a very, very big stream. Getting straight into it, the first change that we see in this tree, and if I get something wrong, if I miss something, comment below also. We see at level 10, we see the ladder is a new feature. We can add this to walls, obviously, climb up buildings. It is not just an aesthetic feature, it's a fully functioning ladder, which is very cool. Nice little feature with that one. The next feature we have is at level 11, which is the heavyweight module. And the modules are for the sphere creation benches. There's multiple ones of these, we'll go through them. I kind of find this is a little bit gimmicky. Once you know a PAL sphere is efficient, you're probably going to stick with it. It's unlikely that you're going to be switching different spheres unless they change mechanics in the games, whether it be the boss might behave a certain way. I don't want to get too deep into that, but for me it's a gimmicky kind of thing. Sure, add one on, and that's what it does. It makes this one, in particular, heavyweight one, makes the sphere heavier, but the capture strength more. So we can see the stats there, sphere +1, capture strength +1. The next one that we have is down here, level 13, we have the human power generator. So again, like I've said before with my prediction videos and how I feel Palworld will play out, we see echoes from Craftopia. And this is one of the assets from Craftopia that has been used. It does say human power generator, but small pals jump on it just as much, and it powers the base, basically. But it levels their XP, so it clearly says a facility that converts rotational motion to electrical energy, right? So originally, when this was in Craftopia, they would power up batteries, and you'd go and collect the batteries, which is a really cool feature. And this actually has the similar structure of that too. We see these crisscross things on the wheel parts, and on the other side you see where the battery would have been if it was from Craftopia. Is it necessary? Not really, but it looks very cool. You can make an amazing looking base and a lot of animation throughout a base with those. You could make, I can guarantee you there's going to be some amazing creators in the community making some nuts stuff out of this stuff. That being said, we're going to jump down to the next couple of lines. This one I need to go into detail a little bit. There's a whole tutorial on this on my channel for the PAL Expedition Station, what it does, everything like that. Definitely go watch it. This is where we send PALs off into the dungeon and they retrieve items from the dungeon. So I've already got one made. This is literally how big it is. It's massive. People want it smaller, but here's the thing. In this game, the biggest complaints I've always had when base building is, oh, my PALs are too big. They can't fit through this. You know, they want this sort of visual, physical, accurate representation of what can fit. Even though, for example, if you have a Jormuntide, he can kindle from across the base, but people are still triggered going, my Jormuntide is not kindling. But you can see him with the hammer icon underneath his name. He is doing it, he's just not on it. So I think that maybe perhaps the team have taken that into consideration and really appealed to the more literal people. So when Jormuntide is there, they can see his big body going through into this cave, right? So you can't have your cake and eat it too, I'm sorry. But this is how this one works very quickly. The expedition building here, you can have one of these per base. You can't put multiple ones on one base, but you can have multiple expedition centers in the game. So if you've got 5 bases, you can have, I believe, 5 expedition centers as long as they're 1 per base. I've got 2 at the moment. So these are the things that they'll bring back from the expedition, right? So they brought back a giant pal soul. Like, look at all these exotic spheres, 8 of them. You know, imagine how expensive they are to make. 18 crude, 49 chromite. There's a tutorial on how to get that too. This thing is really important, the ancient PAL manuscript. You'll need this for research. We'll get to that in a moment. Another tutorial coming for that. Civilization core, as always, yep. The Xenolord slab, you need this to summon Xenolord. And I'm so sorry if you're new to this and you're going, what the hell is she on about? Bro, please check the beginner's version of this. I know that this is literally very overwhelming. So when it comes to using this expedition center, this is what it looks like. We have a list of dungeons, and you have to fulfill prerequisites to unlock them, to enable them. Now, you might have played as much as I have, over 800 hours, but still have this locked, and it's just because of an update, etc., that relocks it. Means you've got to go back and do it. Big deal, no sweat. But the important part is on the right-hand side. It shows you what the items are that you can attain from those expeditions, right? So if you're trying to farm Bellinor's slab, then we want to send everybody to that location, right? If you want to go, say for example, get spheres or pal souls, just check the right-hand column over and over and over again. This one has got the dog coins there, so they'll come back. This one's beautiful. If you want to get extra points in your skill, your tech tree, we can see that sending them to Moonflower's secret hideout, they will retrieve high-grade tech manuals, ancient tech manuals, you know what I mean? So there's incredible expeditions that can be had. That being said, when we do an expedition, we just select one, say we're going to go to the Cave of Feybreak. So there's a whole bunch of stuff. We just saw what they brought back. But the expeditions have to have specific types of characters go on them. So for the Dark Cave, we can see underneath it, it says Dark 0 out of 20. It means that we need to have 20 Dark pals to go on that expedition. So we can simply go down and auto-assign, and it will put the best in order to send them out. And then we click the burger button and they're done. And we can see them all go in with their big booties, done. So an hour later, they'll come back with treasures. And that's how it works. It's an absolute no-brainer on the technology tree. There's no ifs or buts about that. So absolutely get that. I would be making a beeline for it immediately. It will save you so much trauma, basically, as you level. And I really think that it should have been put in later levels. I think it's far too early to be level 15, but it is enticing for sure. The next thing that we have, that is a new feature. Again, if I miss anything, put it in the comments. Tombstone is a new one. It's literally just, as far as I know, a headstone that you just put in the ground. It has to be on soil. It won't go on foundations. And you can write on them. It won't let you write any freaky stuff, obviously, but you can put them down anywhere. So it's kind of sweet if you want to, pay homage to something or someone or, whatever. But the tombstone is there. You can make an interesting base. It's a graveyard, a creepy one, whatever. So the next one that we have, scrolling down, we've got, here we go. Here's another little bit of a tutorial, is the PAL Labour Research Lab, okay? This is one I think that is absolutely mandatory for you to get to at level 20. This is it over here. This is what it looks like. Tiny little thing. We saw it on the trailer. We're like, what the hell is this? So this, and don't get overwhelmed by it. It's not a big deal. We can see all on the left-hand side, all of their features, all of the PAL's features. And again, if you're new to this, I will go into this for beginners. Just check the channel for all the guides. My God. If you're into building, you are going to thoroughly love me. So at our base, say, for example, you want to go mining nuts. So we start to put in focus to our mining skill tree. So here we've unlocked this one. Miner's work speed is plus 10. Then we have a look at the end game, basically, with any skill tree. You know how much I love my skill trees. And see what it unlocks at the end. So what are you most after? Are you after the PAL attack power, the PAL base attack power plus 2? Are you after PAL attack power? Or are you after expedition rewards? I am plus 10%. Crude oil extraction speed plus 30. To me, right now at this moment, the crude oil extraction is not an important thing. They don't extract that much oil. I don't care if you've got multiple pumpers on it. The quickest way to get crude oil, I find, is through supply drops. So that's my opinion. They might change it. They might make it so the crude oil pumpers do a lot more. And I think that they probably will. So this could be outdated. But another section you could go down to is, for example, mining work speed, blah, blah, blah. So the way we do that is we decide what tree we want to run it down. And I want to go for the expedition time to be quicker and also the extra rewards. So we go expedition reward 5%. So it'll show you the research cost. So 300 stone, 60 coal, 60 sulfur, and 7 manuscripts. So remember, sending those dudes off into the dungeons gives you those manuscripts. Begin research. And in order to begin the research, you need to send a character, a PAL, to that lab that is that's their skill. So we need to send, because we're starting mining, we need to send a PAL to that station that does mining. So here we've got Anubis. We go to our, if you don't have this, get this immediately, the monitoring stand. And the monitoring stand allows you to delegate and bind a PAL to a certain feature on your base. So we can see we can bind somebody to a coal mine, rah, rah, rah. So Anubis is going to the lab and he's going to be mining over there, and that's how he's doing his research. So once that's done, we can move on to the next level of research. So that's why the manuscripts are important, and that's what that thing unlocks. Going back up the tree, here we are. We're moving to the tomato plantation. We already have these two here, the flea market. We've got flea market for items and flea market for PALs. So a facility for selling items. By setting products in the sales list, you can sell items to other players. So if you've got a guild or something like that, I'm not sure how well that works. I expected them to have a feature where you could have something with awnings, just because it looks, for me as a builder in the game, I think it would look really beautiful to create a beautiful, rich marketplace. You could just imagine a big sort of town square. Definitely, like I said, check the channel for all the builds. But these ones have those practical uses. So if you've already used this, let me know how you've gone with it. So those are two new ones, the flea market, and yes, you can traffic PALs, basically, you can sell them. So the next feature that we have is the curve module here. Again, this one makes the spheres spin. This hasn't been tried and tested so much to the point where I'm convinced that one is better than the other yet, but we'll have a good run of it. I can't foresee a lot of people using this until, like I said previously, they have bosses that specifically, are susceptible to that kind of capture. So here we have a medicine rack. This is mandatory for me, mandatory for most YouTubers, I think, who do building. That always get the comments from people saying, you neglect your PALs. Now we have a medicine rack where the PALs actually go to heal themselves. This could be absolutely beautiful in a sanctuary. So, for example, if you have a bunch of PALs that are sick and depressed and all that sort of stuff, then put them back in the box, right? They'll still maintain their sickness level and literally make a resort. So I'm going to just quickly take you over here, which is right here, and create something like this one where you can just summon them out of the PAL box if you want a fully role play kind of thing. And then put your medicine bench there and just have it as like a club med type of thing. You know, it's such a beautiful area. Again, if you're interested in that location, 119 minus 594, and it's just such a lovely spot. It's quiet. There's no mining and all that crap, but it's just a really nice spot for people who are empathetic towards characters in Palworld. So put your medicine bench down there for sure if you want to do it. But that, I think it's a mandatory purchase for your skill points. So back to the new technologies. Scrolling back up. So we've got our medicine cupboard there. Now we're going to jump across to what is next. Again, if I miss something, tell me. We have the small pouch over here. The small pouch allows you to carry additional items. Holding it increases your inventory slots, so that is a no-brainer for me. As you can see, the materials that you need for that is a Predator core, and there'll be a tutorial for that. This is the most demanded item thus far in the game that people don't know how to get. I'm still trying to unlock all locations for this to make it easy, so keep your eye on that because I'll have that to full exhaustion. The next thing that we have in the tree is level 29, the potato plantation. So this will be for cooking, etc., I believe. And jumping across is the anti-gravity belt, an accessory that increases a player's jump power when equipped. So that's 2 tech points. Jumping down again, and as somebody who predominantly only uses melee weapons, if there's guns in here that are new, please comment below because I don't know that type of play style. We've got the incendiary grenade there, but we have the sniper module, yet another sphere module for the sphere making machine. And then the next one we have down here is the water grenade. I don't know if the old revolver's new for that. Jumping down to the next one, we have the air dash boots, an accessory that allows a player to dash in mid-air when equipped. I'm not sure if this is important. I suppose in a boss battle, I guess it could come in handy. I've been told that it's a waste, so I'm not really convinced about that one. There's another ingredient with that, which is a Night Star stand. There's a tutorial on how to get that and where to find it. I got you covered. I told you I'd look after you. The next one we have is a grass grenade there. I don't use them, but we may as well give it a go, I suppose. The next one that we have across here is the onion plantation. So again, a farm we can grow onion. This is going to be a dream for people like to make cozy bases, and I will really try my best to do that too. To have this whole beautiful farmyard. The accumulator at level 37 is important also. It stores excess electricity. So for somebody who loves to put lights everywhere like I do, that's certainly one that I would be getting, and I will be getting it. The next feature that we have is down here, yet another sphere module, a slider module, as a slider spin to a sphere. The sphere curves at a sharp angle make it easier to catch pals off guard and increasing capture power. So if you're one of those creepy people that like to hunt pals while they're asleep at night, I'm sure some people roleplay some wacky stuff, then I guess that would be the one for you. The other one we have in the ancient tree over here is the double jump boots, an accessory that allows a player to jump in mid-air when equipped. Again, Night Star Sand. I'm actually going to buy it just so I can show you how they work when I make them. And actually, you know what we should do? We should buy those other boots just so I can show you what happens when you use them. I'll save you the pain and suffering of wasting points, potentially. Dark grenade is over here. The semi-auto rifle, I don't know about any of that, if they're old or what. The alpha wave generator, a device that generates alpha waves to relax pals. So in my mind, I'm thinking a beautiful, again, sanctuary. It slows the rate at which the sanity value of allies at the base decreases. So I was convinced this was part of Portal. And then I thought, with all of the court sort of stuff going on, they're kind of pushing it. Would be pushing it to have like this portal feature, but I think it's quite ingenious. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, in the trailer there was this one, a blue one, and then an orange one. And we knew that pals were being sent off to dungeons, and Gillian Crawford, absolute genius, had the idea and sort of correlated that with Portal because it had this the lab stand in between it, and it's exactly what it looked like. So I like her idea better, actually. Jumping down to number 42, we have a dragon grenade there. Again, I mean, I should get these just to try them for you. On the right-hand side, we get the medium pouch. Medium pouch, the modest pouch in the ancient tree. Inventory slots again, so I'm going to absolutely unlock that one. The next feature that we have down the line is... Let me see. You know what? I only got the metal pickaxe, the Pal metal pickaxe, and the other one this week, so I don't know how long they've been there for. They could... I don't even know if they knew. Holla, let me know. Jumping down, we've got the beta wave generator. So this one energizes pals. It increases work speed. You want to have this at your base. Get it now. I'm passionate about this a bit, I know. The next one we have is new. It's the Shroomer Knock saddle. Let me tell you, like, when you're leveling up things in the game, there might be prerequisites to build certain things before you can level up. Earlier on, there was like a Fox Sparks one that you had to do to level up your base, and that was basically making this saddle for this, or harness for this fox that was like a flamethrower. Not that I would want to use it really, but it's one that, you know, you kind of had to do it anyway. But the Shroomer Knock saddle is, I mean, I think they're beautiful, so I think I'll get that eventually too. Frost Alien saddle is an older one, but I will get that too. Another new feature is a skill fruit orchid, a farm where skill fruits can be cultivated by planting the original fruit in the ground. Multiple fruits of the same can be harvested, which is very, very cool. So you can imagine an entire field of that, just skill fruits, and just perfecting your team. So whoever thought of that, absolute genius. And let me tell you, in the Palworld Discord channel, their main one, the suggestions are nuts. So they really listen to the community, and I'm sure that the community has a lot of input into how this game is shaped and created, because there's some weird and wild ideas out there that I think do come from the community. This one is amazing, and it aligns perfectly with the video that I made about getting ready for Feybreak. So originally the Feybreak hot tips that I had was to have as many ore mine, level tier 2 ore mines as possible. And the reason for that was so you could sell the ore to a vendor, right? So the vendor would buy all ore off you, you'd have all the money, bang. So you just have miners going nuts at the base. This item, the gold coin assembly line, is nuts. So it is quite cheap to make. It is 100 Pal metal ingots. Okay, it's not that cheap, but you'll figure it out soon that why it's worth building. 20 circuit boards, 50 nails, and 30 cement. So basically, this is where you put your ore in, and it will turn it straight into money. So it cuts out, even as much as, you know, I love that vendor feature, where we bind the vendor to the sandbag, which is genius. This cuts all of that out. So, I mean, you still do need the vendor to buy stuff, but it takes away the selling part to the vendor of the money anyway, because you just auto cash with this. So I think that's really worth it, indeed. We've got a Frostallion saddle. We had those before, I believe. Now, this one down here is the item retrieval machine. I'm going to build it for you. Level 49, just so you can see how it works. It is in production, I think. Maybe it's infrastructure, actually. No, it's in storage. It'll be in storage. Yep, there. All right. So it's quite big. It looks like an MRI machine. When we first saw it, people were like, what the hell is this thing? We're going to... I don't even know. Is it in the morning or is it... Yes, it is already in the morning. People had no idea what it was. I had no idea what it was. We thought it was a re-roll facility. But what it is an inventory feature that shows everything that is currently inside your base. So as you know, creatures like Anubis that are very fast, that transport items, will run and put items in any chest that they can possibly get into. I'm stuck inside the machine. Let me just try and summon a mount, see if I can get out of it that way. I can't. All right. Well, we're inside the machine right now. And this is how it works usually. So we go up to the machine, we click open, and on the right-hand side, it will show you every item that exists in your base, right? Everything. So everything in every chest. So you could have like this hexalite, tutorial how to find that, and you go, where the hell is this? I can't find it. Anubis could have put it in a tiny little drawer somewhere. So you can grab that and put it straight out into your own bag, which is amazing. So that is a really cool feature. It does take up a lot of space, but it enables you to find stuff, especially if you're not good at housekeeping. So, for example, if you've got chests and you're not the type of person that likes to order things, that thing will be quite a blessing, I think. So that's that feature. The next one that we want to go into is the guild chest here. This is the feature that I'd been asking for. I don't know how many other people are asking for this ender chest, basically, and that's what it is. So this is called a guild chest. It enables you to access items from every base that you have in the game that you put in that chest, right? So say, for example, I am heading off into a certain area and I will potentially need, I don't know, some sort of material, wood, stone, if I want to create a new base especially. This is probably the best feature of all. So if I went into the guild chest and put my wood, my stone, my paldium, all the stuff that builds, and then I build another guild chest at my new base, it means I have access to all those materials from that base, if that makes sense. So it allows me all the material, all the product that I need to build a new base, foundation, all that, whatever it is, without having to cart it across the countryside. So whatever you put in the guild chest, you put another guild chest in another base, access all the contents from that. So that, I think, is definitely a mandatory one and is unlocked at level 40. Lock that one in. The next one that we have going down the list is the large-scale oven needed for cooking food. Becoming larger, multiple powers can cooperate and cook together. Very handy to have. I'll be unlocking that when I've got enough points. So lock that one in. We have the next one, which is this one here. Very important, in my opinion. Mandatory again. The Japanese style structure set. So that is all this that you see over here. I've only built it just because I was showing people what it looked like. So we have the different kind of walls. We've got look at the door. So I put a glass wall there just because it would be cool to have a look through the Japanese furniture pieces in there. But as for the actual set, that's what it looks like. So we have the pillar. I mean, you can pause it and see what everything is. There's 3 different doors there, and they all have this. I could watch that all day long. So that's certainly worth getting, I think. Even if you have no intention of really building, I think that you'll be tempted to do it. I do. Jumping up the list as we go. Da, 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 da. Here we are now. And you have to excuse my croaky voice. I have not shut up, obviously. We have the Dazzy Nox necklace. That's new. I don't know about the Feybreak Lux one. You have to tell me if that's new. Then we have a large pouch there, so we can unlock more inventory space. Down here, we have The Naifi's shotgun. She's so cute. She's so sassy. I think I like her better than Lavender. We have the Kitson Nox saddle there. We have the double air dash boots. Actually, I probably should have just got those ones instead of the other ones, shouldn't I? Double jump boots, double air dash. We'll try both of them anyway, because I've got the points to do it. Then in the next bit, mandatory, the Japanese style furniture set. I showed you some of that just then. We have the Gatling gun and the Gatling gun ammo. I'm not sure if that's new. This one's definitely new. The Polaris Aqua saddle. Polaris Aqua is beautiful. I think that is the mandatory one too. The Exotic Sphere, get that unlocked. The Advanced Sphere assembly line you have to upgrade your base. So you're going to have that, and you're going to have to mine the Hexalite. Again, there's a tutorial on how to get that. The Hexalite is mandatory, otherwise you can't make the ingots. The Gigantic Furnace is another mandatory one to level up. So, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, visually it's not beautiful, but it's functionally beautiful. The Metal Detector, you know damn well I wanted to get that. Treasure Hunter. Holding it allows you to detect hidden ores nearby. It's like your own treasure hunt. That's what I was shocked by. I'm like, what is this? So that uses Night Star Sand 2. Again, tutorial for that. As your main saddle, as your main is beautiful. That creature is stunning. Let me just bring it out. I think my character is going to drop in a minute. Actually, I'll just eat it till you're sick. Let's bring an Azure main out. Go backwards. And get it. Here we go. Usually he might just run off though. Did I bring it out? Did I bring her out or what? Oh God, I'm stripping. I don't even know what happened. I'll put it in my party actually. It'll make life easier, won't it? Right, as you mean. Oh, you were pushing my buttons, aren't you? Alright, it doesn't want to play. Odd. As if we can get Splatterina in there. She's okay. Oh, he's in a dungeon. I'm stupid. So they need to change the icon to that because it's so small. I can't summon him because he's in a dungeon at the moment. You see the tiny little dungeon icon underneath him? That's why we can't summon him. But just for you, I'll summon the spider just so you can see it. How adorable is that? Come back here. No, it's taken off. So there's that. Well, I'll do a showcase of all the new pals later. The next one that we have, let's go zooming back up. Tell me your favorite feature too. What is your hot tip for players when it comes to your tech tree? I am curious. Always curious. So going down. Smokey's Harness is another one. Smokey's cute. There's so many Smokies in the new area. It's nuts. We have the Advanced Bow and Arrow. I'm not into the arrows and things like that, as you know. We've got the Hexalite armor. Looks lit. This beam sword, attack 2,000. That is what I'll be wanting to get. That is massive damage. We've got the homing module. This is one that I'll be going for. Equipping it makes the sphere home in on pals, further increasing capture power. It's got a capture strength of +3. Right? So even if you're a great thrower, it still gives you that oomph. The Pal Pod was one of the most confusing ones. We're not sure what this was, but at the end of the day, a healing pod for pals, used when pals are injured to rest at night. Thanks to technological advancements, the healing amount has increased. So we could put that at the resort just to make it look beautiful, la la la. The Starion saddle, Starion's beautiful too, very fast runner. We've got a giant pouch, we'll get that. Again, increasing our carry space, or inventory space. Advanced chest, this is a no-brainer. Let me just take you over to here to show you it. So this is what the advanced chest looks like. That's how many slots it has in it. So absolutely well worth it. How much does it cost to build it? What are the materials? We've got 20 hexalite, 50 carbon fiber, and 20 nail, which is, hexalite it's everywhere, but when you're trying to discover a new place, you kind of don't want to be mining all the time. There'll be hot tips for mining locations for hexalite, and also base building that is hexalite focused, which is what my goal is at the moment. So if you've got a hot hexalite location, preferably with 3 nodes that would fit in a base, let me know the coordinates and I'll have a look. So moving back on to the tech tree, we have the laser Gatling gun there. We have the hexalite helmet. We have the Sylvagus saddle. Also, we've got the triple jump boots. Well, we can put those on now. And then down here we have the advanced recovery meds. Medicine that heals wounds over time, extremely high quality. It rapidly restores HP before your eyes. Then we have revival potion, a potion that revives a pal that has been injured and is unable to move. The advanced medicine workbench, a facility making medicine to cure pals' illnesses. With advanced technology, it can also create unknown medicines. So we assign a pal to do pharmacy work with that one. 50 hexalite to make that and 30 circuit boards, which is kind of a lot. We've got the heat-resistant arm, which looks beautiful. The cold-resistant arm looks beautiful too. Jumping down here, if you know what those missing ones are, comment if you don't mind. Here we have the plasma cannon, attack 10,000. But have a look, it uses 130 hexalite to make it. And then when we do the cartridges, it's 10 electric organs, 1 hexalite, which is not that big of a deal. Great for, boss fights, etc., just saving it up and just not going nuts for the sake of it like I do. The advanced shield is there, 50 hexalite, 200 palladium fragments, 80 ancient civilization parts, and 30 cores. This one I am making a beeline for, which is a lightweight hexalite armor, which we saw in the trailer, which is that black armor. It almost looks like an ant outfit. And then finally at the bottom, the large-scale electric egg incubator, 100 hexalite for that, 50 circuit board, 30 ancient civilization parts, and 20 civilization cores. So that is the whole tech tree. Now the hints and tips to get your points is number 1, obviously remembering to unlock that dungeon that allows you to get those tech books. Remember, for them to retrieve those particular books. But the top tip that most have when it comes to getting the tech manuals are these wildlife sanctuaries. If you don't know this, there's one there, there's one there, there's one at the top. So right now I'm going to fly up to these sanctuaries, and also by defeating the alpha bosses in the areas you can get it too. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, if you do butcher Anubises, they drop them. There's a chance to drop them. I'm not sure. I've got a lot of Anubises, so it's interesting. But correct me if I'm wrong on that. There might be other pals that do the same thing. But here we go, quickly flying across to the wildlife sanctuary. Let me tell you this, though. If you don't have enough stamina, you might not make it across there. So work on your stamina, or you can go into the customization menu and change your settings so your character stamina depletion rate is at its minimum, so you won't drown, basically. So we'll get that. We've got Bellinor's slab fragment. We're just going to fly really close to the ground here. Go around the bend here and just grab them as we go. We've got an ancient technical manual, so we've already got that. Point in the ancient tree. Jump down here. Grab this one. Another ancient tech manual, so we've already got 2 points in our ancient tree. Down here, we've got an inventory full. Let's see what we can get rid of really quickly. Is there something we can eat? Nobody's sick. Nobody needs that. Plasteel helmet, don't need it. And the metal armor, don't need it. So we've got the high grade. Thank God I waited for that high grade tech manual. So we've got one new point for our basic technology tree. Again, grabbing that. We've got another ancient technical manual. And then up the top here, inventory full. Again, we'll just use these. So we'll just learn it. That gives us 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, another point. And now when we go up to our tech tree, we can see that we have 2 points for technology now and 5 points in the ancient technology. So that's what you really want to be doing if you want to farm points. There's other points on top of this wildlife sanctuary that has the chests. And I forget where they all are, so I just usually fly over, just grab the most basic ones, do a loop and then get out of there. But there are multiple ones indeed. So that is a quick way to get the tech points, besides, you know, the bosses and also the dungeon runs when you send your pals off there. So I hope you found this helpful. Again, if you did, consider following. And I think that's about it. So check out the channel, a lot of building coming your way, which you always love that, and lots of interesting builds in the new area. So I'm currently trying to find the most aesthetically beautiful area in the new map too. So quickly fly away from here before we get murdered. I love and leave you. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. My thanks to you. Until next time, have a lovely day or night, and thank you again and again.